What's up, people? Back at you again this morning with another Moralities Moment. This video kicks off a series that I'm going to entitle First Things First. This morning's note says, first know, love, and respect oneself, then another. Love self first. It's very important that we learn to love ourselves first. My first point I have written down here, until you learn to love and respect yourself first, it will be impossible to love and respect another. If we can't love ourselves, it's impossible for us to love anybody else or anything else. That's one of the main reasons why we have to learn to love self first. It's easy for us to fall in love with other things, but sometimes we have a hard time loving ourselves. And when we have a hard time loving ourselves, it leads me to my next point where I say or state, and I've said it in times past, where purpose is not understood, abuse is inevitable. If you don't understand the purpose of loving yourself, guess what? You're going to continue to abuse yourself. How do we abuse ourselves? One tends to abuse oneself when we have no clear vision of purpose for our lives. And evidence of self-abuse would be riotous living, harmful intentions towards self and others, no moral stability, fear, and manipulative are all signs that you have no love for yourself. So when you find yourself living riotous, lifestyle being wild, out of control, you have hurtful intentions towards other people and sometimes yourself, it's indicative, that you don't want to understand your purpose. Whenever somebody understands purpose, you put a plan of action in place to obtain that purpose, and our purpose in life is to be a contributing individual positively to our society, to our church community, if you're a church going person, to your family, or whatever you're committed to. That's why it's important for us to understand purpose so we can learn to love ourselves. Because I don't know anything that I find value in, anything that I find a purpose for, I want to abuse it. I want to take care of it. I want to nurture it. So, with love comes purpose, or shall I say with purpose comes love, because anything you commit yourself to doing or anything that you commit yourself to should be something that you have a genuine interest in, something you love, something you value, something that you hold near and dear to your heart. My last note I have here, learn at all costs to love self first so that you will be able to love another as God commands us all to live peaceably with men. Until, if we want to resolve the issues that we see in our community, we got to teach people to love self first. That's why people abuse other stuff. That's why people out here killing and all that, because they don't have no respect for life. They don't love life. They don't love themselves. They don't care. They don't see the purpose in them being them, or that they were created to do all these manner of evil things. But that's not what God says. God called us beloved. Matter of fact, he loved us so much that he gave all that he had, that whomsoever will believe on him will be saved. So make a choice this morning to turn your life around and learn to love oneself, and then you can learn to love others. Get rid of those evil, manipulative, calculating attitudes towards other people, thinking somebody's always out to get you. So therefore you put these walls up, being mean and being calculated, like I'm gonna get you before you get me. No, learn to love oneself first, and then you can learn to love people with the love of Christ. Because I'm finding out that, if I were to love people with the love of men, I wouldn't be able to love people at all. So at all costs, learn to love oneself first. And in order for you to learn to love oneself first, you gotta learn to love people and see people as God sees people. With that being said, hope you enjoyed this morning's morality moment. Peace, and I'm out.